Greetings, Gearheads. I have a review of The Crew 2 to do today, and this is going to be my first review kind of thing, so it's going to be a little rambly, and I do apologize for that ahead of time. I've got the game sound muted presently because of a copyright issue with YouTube and that television right there. Once I am out in the open world, the radio mute will allow you to cut that out. So if you're going to be doing any video for this in closed beta, keep in mind that you'll run into an advert-based copyright problem when you upload. That said, I'm going to do some things in the home that I'll get out of the way before I jump into the open world, and I'll turn the game sound on when I get out. One of the things that you can do in your home base is alter the appearance and performance of your vehicles that you have stored in here. And I'm going to jump into a customization with this Mazda. You can do different colors. They have all the official, like the factory colors that you can use for the specific car. Standard colors will allow you to fine-tune your different hue and saturation levels. If you want to find that perfect match to your favorite color, it will let you do so. There are metallics, and chrome and matte and anodized, iridescent, which I have on there, and it'll give you a list of recent ones that you've used as well. Outside of this menu, you can in this menu you can also go through different liveries, and you can create your own, and you can upload them, and you can use different liveries that were created by other people as well. And all of these things will cost you in-game money. And that is generated by winning races and doing awesome things in open world. I will get into the performance upgrades once I'm outside and can turn the game sound on, but I'll go through some of the visual stuff that you can do, because you can only do this stuff in the house. You can alter performance outside, which is kind of nice. There are different hoods, and I'm assuming that with different vehicles come a whole a new group of items that you can use to make your vehicle distinctive from other people out in the open world. You can do bumpers and fenders and rims and caliper colors, which is pretty crazy. There are colors for interiors. You can use all of these different presets for visual upgrades that will cost you in-game money, and it looks like you can also spend real-world money on it. I'm not sure how that's going to work, but most games like this have those kinds of options, so we'll just go ahead and deal with that now, won't we? Now that I've gone through that, I'm gonna jump out in this car into the real world, and we'll put the game sound on so you can hear the engine rev. Oh, I was too close. The vehicle physics are much like you'll find in Need for Speed or Forza. They're very arcadey, which, if that's something that you're comfortable with, this will probably make you pretty happy. If you're looking for a straight racing sim, this is not going to be your cup of tea if you're really big on the physics. Now that I'm outside and can go through the menus, I will show you those. The control scheme for the game, if you're using an Xbox controller, is a little confusing. I am continually getting lost in the different menus. If you use the D-pad, the right D-pad will allow you to swap through cameras, and the left D-pad will get you into the photo and video editor. It saves up to 10 minutes of your previous run, so you can go through all of the things that you've done in the last 10 minutes. You can go forward and rewind it. Let's see if that will let me. Yeah. Back up here and take a little screenshot of your ride or something awesome that you've done. There are also open world challenges to take photographs of specific things. So be looking for that. Those are pretty fun. Sometimes pretty hard to find. Some of them are Easter eggy in that regard. In your start menu, you will get options for news, pilot, catalog, etc. Your game options are in here. This will let you see friends' records that you've beaten or they've beaten you, live stream replays. You can invite your friends through here. Pilot gives you your stats, your timeline, and things that you've done. Not all of this stuff is unlocked in the closed beta, so there are limits to what you can do. You can invite crew, create invites. You can get invites for your crew or for your friends to join your crew, pardon me, and find out who else is in the session. It is open world, so you will have randoms running around out there. And I don't believe that collision is set for them. I think it's off unless you're in a race, and collision is a thing in racing. So if you're going to invite randoms, buyer beware. The catalog of vehicles is extensive and licensed, so that is pretty cool if that's a thing that you're into, like me. I do appreciate a licensed vehicle menu to play with. It gives you real-world cars that you might not be able to drive in real life. In this menu for your own vehicles, you can set favorites, which I will get into changing around in a moment. It basically allows you to select a different vehicle than the one you're using from a hotkey. Clicking your right stick will open up the favorites menu, so you can just hot swap between vehicles. It's pretty wild. You can get your activities list through here, so you can go and join in different events and earn money and fame. And then your game settings, typical to any type of game. Let's see if I can do something fun here with the favorites menu. I'm going to find if there's a way to the water through here. If this is breakable. It is not. Some of the environment elements are breakable and others are not, and you'll just have to find those on your own. I'm doing this for a reason, bear with me. It's very difficult to get this lined up right. Nope, that didn't quite work. Okay, I was trying to swap to the boat as I got into the water, but I failed. This is unedited, so you will be able to see my successes as well as my failures. I don't see an easy way to the water, but how about this? No! There we go. Success! Dun da da! Able to switch to an airplane. Finally, like my 5th try. The flight mechanics are very similar to that of GTA 5, so you're going to have a pretty easy time if you're familiar with that game. I'll scrape that bridge as I go under it. And let's see, we'll jump into the boat here once I'm sure that I'm over water and won't fail yet again. Once I get back on land here, I will swap to the car. So it's kind of neat. I like the different ways of travel, being able to swap to different types of vehicles right on the fly like that. And you can drive around an open world like this, and there will be drops that you'll find. You'll get radar pings to lead you to different equipment that you can put on your car, performance upgrades, and I will get to one of those. I'm going to see if using the select menu you can get into your map where you can see the entire SKU-United States of America. I call it that because Santa Fe is in the middle of the country and Florida doesn't look like that at all. One should be able to understand that they couldn't put a 1-to-1 ratio US map in here because, well, I mean, come on, it would burn up the internet. I'm going to fast travel to this location. I'm going to jump into my airplane and I'll do a little challenge here. This one's pretty easy. They break you into it by giving you a free vehicle in each discipline, in each major discipline, whether it be flight, ground, or air. And they also give you an off-road vehicle to play with. You can earn more vehicles, you can unlock more vehicles with in-game currency, and I'm sure you'll be able to buy them with real money as well, because that's something fairly common to games like this. We'll do this little challenge, and it will reward us with some performance upgrades, and then I'll show that part off.
You're playing it too safe. Take more chances. Fly closer to the ground.
You don't have to if you don't want to. She's just daring you to see what you've got.
Yes, that's the way to do it. Take chances.
Oh, there was a rock. Ouch. Okay, so I gotta do 2 touch and goes.
I can fly upside down at low altitude for a few minutes at a shot.
Can you?
Maybe someday you'll be able to do that too.
Yeah, maybe someday.
You never know.
Your checklist is at the top left-hand corner if you hadn't noticed that yet. We'll do some rolls. I guess it wants me to be level to start this off with, so we'll go and appease that.
Congratulations for staying on point, even with Miss Chatterbox yapping in your ear.
Maintaining focus when something's trying to distract you is the best way to learn how to keep your concentration.
Alright, so now that I've finished that, it will pay me in-game currency as well as followers, which are currently maxed because of the beta state. So if you notice, that gave me some parts, which I'm going to land here. And go into that. Hit your start menu, go to your vehicles, and it will show you your parts inventory and the different categories of mods that you can do: gearbox, motor core, rudder, to improve the handling and speed characteristics of your vehicle. One of the things that I thought was really slick is that these different drops have stats on them, not just to increase or modify the top speed, power, etc., but also they have different characteristics. These characteristics, like this rare ECU, has an extreme mode attribute that increases the extreme mode efficiency by 3% for aerobatics and air race planes. The motor core for this one has Tricky. Nitro refills by 2.3% while performing figures. That's excellent. We'll equip that. And this exhaust, this one has 2 of them. Epic Exhaust, it has Magnificent, increases scoring by 5.3% in aerobatics events, and increases the extreme mode efficiency by 5%. So you can get different mods for different categories that will, I would assume, add together to give you better overall boosts. They even have a loot find equivalent in here, which is pretty slick. I'm going to jump into this off-road vehicle. And know that if you find an open world drop, or you get a drop from a race that you've got to pick up that's on the ground, if you switch vehicles, it will not keep those drops in play. So you can't complete a race with a super fast car to get mods for another car. And figured I'd put that out there because I tried it just to see, and it didn't work. Apparently there's a coyote somewhere out here that I can take a photograph of. It's sometimes a little difficult to find these things, but if you do find them and take snapshots of them, it will reward you with in-game currency and followers, which of course advances you through the game by allowing you to buy more vehicles to compete in more races and visual upgrades and things like that. So all in all, other than the kind of confusing menu system that's still kind of perplexing me a little bit, I like the game an awful lot. It's a lot of fun, especially if you can grab a friend or 3 and have them come along in your tirades across the United States. So I think I will complete this by saying that the game releases on June 29th, and I may be picking it up. I'm not quite sure if I can pull the funds together. It is $60 base buy-in. There's an extreme package that allows you to get in 3 days earlier. I'll put a link to all that stuff in the description of the video, as well as a link to my stream on Twitch. I'm usually streaming most weekdays, so if you want to check that out, I play various games. This might end up becoming one of them at the end of this month. So keep an eye out. Hopefully this video was helpful. If you were thinking about picking up the game, if I've helped you make your decision one way or the other, I am glad. Again, I apologize for the rambling nature. This is my first review, and it's probably pretty sucky. If you like it, you know what to do with YouTube. Thank you very much, and have an awesome day.